afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, folks, excited to share with you another watch for your collection. Definitely for my collection. This is by a company that goes by the name of Oceaneva. Hands down, one of my favorite names out there when it comes to wristwatches, right? And there's a lot of cool names, don't get me wrong. Some are better than others, but I like everything about this particular brand as far as their branding is concerned. And I'll put a link in the description where you check all these different watches out. And throughout the video, we're going to have some pop-ups so you can check them out right in the video stream. So I'll tell you, again, this company's logo is perfect. And the name is perfect and the branding is perfect. We basically have a trident, and then of course the name Oceaneva, capital O, and the A at the end of Oceaneva is capitalized as well. So it's a very uniform look, a very uniform brand title, right? And the logo is just clean, it's simple. And not to, there are lots of great brands out there, lots of cool logos, but I don't know, just something about the Oceaneva logo, just to me has an element of class to it, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking other brands. Again, I've worked with many different brands. A perfect example of what I'm trying to explain to you is when we look at a watch like Neymar, right? I've worked at Neymar in the past, great quality watch, but the name, and it's not just my only, and it's not even really a complaint, but I know a lot of people have commented on that watch and said, oh, Neymar, I just can't stand the name. I believe it's maybe a soccer player, football player, something like that. And to me, those things don't really matter all that much, but I will state that in this case, they really thought it out, and sometimes names just stick a lot better, I like the fact that Oceaneva, it's related to what they're selling, right? Neymar, as far as the branding, doesn't really relate to the watch, you know what I mean? Whereas Oceaneva, these are dive watches, so you have that theme, which is tied into the branding, the logo, everything. So, I gotta tell you, hands down, it's one of my favorite, again, names in a watch brand. Now, I have reviewed in the past one of their Aquasea, their other brand watches, Aquasea. They have two different companies. It is the same company. You have the Oceaneva brand and, of course, the Aquasea. I would say the quality, as far as what I can tell, is on par with one another, and they're both very similar. They're just slightly different, right? Different movements, different models, but basically a lot of their watches are going to be your homage watches, right? And a lot of the ones they have, at least the one I'm going to share with you today is actually a Submariner homage. And so, again, this is, you guys know I like to talk. And I'll tell you, I have reviewed so many different watches, and I continue to work with new brands every other week, sometimes every week, and get new stuff to share on the channel. And when I say it's for you guys, I don't want to just make it sound like, oh, I'm just doing this for you. It's a real win-win. I get to share these cool watches with you folks. I get to add awesome watches to my collection. It's a win-win. YouTube is just a great platform for influencers. And so I gotta tell you though, I've reviewed a lot of different Submariner watches, right? And at some point they become a little bit, repetitive. I mean, how many times can I review a Hulk, or how many times can I review a Submariner with a black face? I mean, everybody and their brother makes one nowadays. So it's really great when companies like this do something a little bit different. And what I like with Oceaneva is that, and we're going to get to it, is that they make their classics. You can still get their Coca-Cola. They have, your classic bluesy, your all black. They have the basics, right? The black, the blue, they have the stuff you're normally just going to find with any other Submariner homage brand. But what they've done is they've created some other really great variations where, you won't find with the actual Rolex, They're kind of copying that watch style, which I say that loosely because the Submariner, it's a basic style watch, I mean, it's safe to say that a lot of watches that are similar are, we can't always say they're copies, right? And it's just a very basic watch. It's not like trying to, duplicate a Sea Hunter, right? And saying, oh, well, this is our own design. Like, Sea Hunter is very unique, so it really stands out and it's obvious if you're trying to copy it. But the Rolex, there's lots of watches that look similar that aren't necessarily homage watches. In this case, the Deep Marine Explorer 2, the one we're going to be talking about today, 1250M, 1250 meters of water resistance. This is the one that, it obviously is a Submariner homage, right? I mean, but again, I like the fact that they're doing some color options on here that you're not going to find on Rolex. We know that we're going to find the black on black, black bezel, black face. Yep, that's, we're trying to duplicate the Rolex. But I like that they've done their own thing as well, Some of these colors you're not going to find with Rolex, So let's get to it, because this is a watch. This is one of these watches that Again, with so many Submariner homages, you get them, you're like happy to have them, you're happy to review them, you're happy to wear them, but this one just really speaks to me, right? All right, so let's check out the case. So we have the classic, very common, almost dive style case that you're going to find with many different brands. This is very, very similar to the case that you're going to be getting with RGMT line that I've been reviewing recently. I think a lot of times these companies, these micro-branded companies, they reach out to the same case manufacturer and basically just put their own logo on it. In fact, that there is a spot for the logo, they just kind of stick that on. This one here, I will say, is a little bit more of a harder plastic. Some of the other cases I've reviewed are a little bit softer, where if you drop them, you feel like, all right, it's just going to kind of bounce a little bit. They give. This is a little bit harder, although not as rigid as some of the other cases I've reviewed, but still very nice presentation. But you know, we have seen this many, many times. But what's important is what's inside the case. So again, you have the Oceaneva logo there, that bright ocean blue, very cool. Crack it open, and we have your traditional dive style case. Let me get some of this out of the way, because I mean, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. We get a hang card, we get a polishing cloth, we get the logo, the warranty card, two different straps. You get a fork band remover tool and a push pin remover tool, and of course this one does come with sort of it looks like a navy blue silicone strap. You guys know I'm not really, you know, I generally gravitate towards bracelet. And speaking of, let's go ahead and check this bad boy out. Now, I knew already coming into this that you guys don't need to see a case anymore. I came into this knowing that I was going to get a certain level of quality from Oceaneva. And again, like I said many, many times with watch manufacturers and different watch companies, you know, the quality, once you hit that quality level of good, you know, you're pretty much there. So this is going to be on par with many different brands out there, whether it be your Neimars, whether it be your Aquamarine, their other brand, whether it be some of the RGMT watches I've reviewed lately, some of your pro divers, it's there. Now, I will state that one thing I do like about this watch more than, let's say, a pro diver is, of course, the fact that they have what I believe to be a ceramic bezel. This is similar to what Pagani does on their watches. It's a very robust, very nicely finished watch, but I can't really state that it's any better than any of the other watches out there. You know, if I pick up a Pagani design, pick up many different watches, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the finishing is better or worse. It's great, right? Many watches I picked up in the $5,000, $10,000 price range. This is just as great. Pick up my $2,000 Aqua Dive, some of your Doxa watches, $2,000. This is on par with those. Now, one thing I always say one thing. There's a lot of things I like about this watch. I like that it's automatic, of course. We're going to get to that. I like that it has a heavy depth rating, 1,250 meters. I love that ceramic bezel. What really makes this watch speak to me is that beautiful bright aqua face, and this is actually a tinted mother of pearl. So this is absolutely stunning. Like this is, if this isn't a boating dive watch, I don't know what is. This is my favorite color combination in this watch that this company offers. And it's one of those watches that when they reached out and said, hey, let's collaborate again, I said to myself, man, that watch right there, I mean, that if they're going to send some samples, that's the one I'm requesting. You might have noticed the last couple of days I posted a picture on my Instagram account showing the Aquamarine version. Again, slightly different. I would say that watch is, and I'll probably do a side-by-side comparison at a later date, but that has the black mother of pearl. Again, beautiful black mother of pearl. And one thing I like about this particular brand, whether you go with Aquamarine, whether you go with Oceaneva, is that their black mother of pearl, it is beautiful. And I've said it before in many other videos. Sometimes you can get black mother of pearl. I've seen it in some of the Invictas where you can't even see the color shift. You might as well not even put it on the watch. With the black mother of pearls, the mother of pearls that this company uses, it's very noticeable. Even with something that's teal like this thing, when you look at it, and you could probably see it on camera, it's almost like you're looking into like an azure aqua swimming pool, right? It almost looks like the face is moving like water moves. You know, it's very fluid. It's an absolutely stunning executionist watch, and frankly, I think it's their best model, hands down. This is the kind of color that they have. You know, they have other variations, other different models. Hopefully, they're going to send me another one of their watches after I get done with the three watches they sent me. They were so generous to supply me with these watches. I really hope that they eventually integrate this color into some of their other watches as well, because a person may not want to get this particular one. Maybe they want to get their I forget the other model, their other watch that has a 3,000 meter, I believe, depth rating. This is a great color combination. So I would love to see this watch done over and over again. I'd like to see us watch this, or this face done with other models, and I would really like to see something done with a matching bezel. I think that would really take this to the next level. It's such a beautiful color combination that, you know, it's just absolutely stunning. Now they do have an orange on here, which is pretty appealing as well, and I do believe you're going to get a very similar kind of fluid look on the face. But really, when it comes to like this aqua, I mean, it's absolutely stunning, and I've never seen this on any other watch manufacturer ever. I've never seen a tinted mother of pearl like that. So I'm not sure how they do it, but because I don't think there's aqua mother of pearl, but I mean, it is absolutely breathtaking. And this is just, it's one of those things that I always state about black watches. You know, black watches kind of gets boring. You need something to make it pop, so it doesn't just look like a regular G-Shock. With this, you know, a lot of times smaller watches don't really kind of strike out at you, you know, because they're smaller. You know, they don't really get as noticed. This, I'm telling you, I threw this on the wrist the other day. We went out to the casino, and I could just see people looking down, you know, just kind of checking my wrist as I walk by. It is just a stunning execution, and I highly encourage you, if you're going to get one, to get this color before they're gone. I'm so glad I got one in my collection. All right, so let's talk about, again, I'll pop some pictures up here to keep you guys entertained while I'm telling you about the specs. I already told you it's mother of pearl, 1,250 meters of depth water rating, water resistance. And again, it's called the Deep Marine Explorer. Price point is right now, you can get it right off their website. Again, links are in the description, is $850. Now remember, when it comes to quality differences and price points, watch manufacturers decide where they want to come in at based on, you know, profit, based on, you know, what it costs to manufacture the watch, and also based on, you know, the movement, and we're going to talk about that in a second as well. So all these are factors, okay? Just kind of keep that in mind. Now I will state that if you want to compare this side by side with like a Pagani, you want to compare it side by side with an Invicta, I'm going to kind of lean in this case towards this watch being a little bit nicer quality. Now there's many other manufacturers out there that make watches that are more, that are going to give you this quality, and less. But I think if you were to get this and put this on your wrist, you're going to feel like this watch is just a little bit a cut above your Invicta Pro Diver, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you're going to pick up one, and let's not go crazy and be like, oh man, that's a big difference. You're not going to have that experience. It's just like when people claim that a Rolex watch compared to even something like this is going to be, oh wow, that's amazing. It's not, once you get to, again, like I talk about quality, once you get to that quality point where it goes from like poor to like good, when you start going into the insane price watches, the quality starts to become very, very subtle. A lot of the difference you see are under macro lens. You can't even really see it. But I will tell you that this watch, again, when you put it on the wrist, it just feels very substantial. I get kind of the same vibe I get from some of the RGMT watches I've been talking about. Very robust, very solid, and has really nice weight to it, despite the fact it's a pretty small watch, right? So let's talk about the size on this. So let's see what they did here. So luminous on this is a BGW9. That's on the hands, hour markers, numbers on the bezel, top grade, long lasting luminous they call it. I have BGW9 on many different watches. I will state that this watch was definitely glowing when I brought it in from the sun. I won't say that it's as good as my Aqua Dive or some of the Doxes, but the lume is pretty nice on this, and you know, pretty darn decent. It does have a screw down crown with triple seals to ensure that 1,250 meter water resistance, integrated crown guards, and the Trident logo. I think this is just absolutely, I mean, it's clean, it's classy. I mean, there's nothing more you could possibly want out of a logo. And I like the fact on the bracelet, some folks, you know, we hear it all the time, oh, too much branding, too much branding. I love the fact they put it right in your face. No Aqua, I do it every time. No Oceaneva branding, just the logo. Clean, classy, awesome. I mean, it really is awesome is the only word for this branding. 316 surgical grade stainless steel. We do have the Trident logo, again, very clean on the the crown. I like the fact they just kept the actual Oceaneva name on the face and, of course, on the back of the case. Everything else, crown and bracelet is just the trident. Very cool. I think that's something that you know, other companies can kind of you know, again, these are all very small. You know, if some people are more have more complaints about watches than others, I'm pretty open with watches. Not a lot bothers me, but I do like that. I like the fact they made it big on the buckle. So 42mm case diameter. We have brushed polished bezels. Brushed polished, I'm reading this directly off the site. They say brushed polished bezel. Side of case are polished. Lug to lug length is 49.5. Case thickness 14.8 millimeters. Kind of a thick case, right? Not as thick as some of the other watches out there that I've seen, but it has a nice kind of height to it. And 22mm lug width, so if you do want to change out bracelets or whatnot, you can with ease. 22 is a very common size. The bezel is unidirectional, rotating, 120 click, scratch resistant, and it is black ceramic. When I turn the bezel on this here, you know, it's smooth. There obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but you know, there is no back plate. It's tight. It's fantastic. You know, if we were to turn the bezel on like a sterling watch, you know, again, this is trying to give you guys. When people talk about watch, they'll say, "Oh, that's a shit bezel," right? It's not the case. The bezels, to the average person, you're not going to feel a bezel that's even like the sterling and say, "This is all just terrible." You know, everybody's a little. Some people are super picky. But I will state that this is a solid bezel, much nicer than you would see on a, you know, like the one of the Sterling diver watches, right? Just to use them as an example. Aquamarine mother of pearl dial, amazing, and it is an automatic movement. This one here is powered. Are you ready? Very well known Swiss-made Sellita SW200-1, 26 joules, 38-hour power reserve, 4 hertz, 28,800 beats per hour, hacking and quick date, equivalent to the ETA 2824. If you're familiar with that watch, that is used in my Aquadive. It says virtually identical, except for the Sellita has 1 extra joule to reduce wear. And I'm so happy because I have never had a Sellita movement. It's been one of the watches that one of the movements I've wanted to have in my collection for quite some time. Just to say I have one, you know, it's got it. SW200 is a very, very well respected, more of a top tier movement. And again, when I talk about, you know, this stuff, ultimately at the end of the day for me, they just tell time. Calendar, you have the date at the 3 o'clock position, and band material, solid 316 stainless steel, brush finish, polished center links, and the clasp, push button milled clasp with Oceaneva Trident logo and micro adjustments. So I like the fact, again, they did a push button deploying clasp. I really don't like, I shouldn't say I don't like, but I would prefer the push button clasp over a friction clasp. Even some of the Pagani design watches that actually use kind of a copy of an oyster bracelet, I really prefer this clasp over all of them. I mean, it's just simple, it's clean, you have 4 adjustments on the micro portion of it, micro adjustments. It's fantastic. I mean, it's just a great watch. Helium release valve, and that's it in a nutshell. Fantastic. So let's throw on the wrist here because I'm at 18 minutes. Obviously, you see how much I appreciate this watch and really have been enjoying it. So I have a 7-inch wrist. I weigh about 185 pounds and about 5'7". This is what this badass watch. Oh my God! Look at that. Look at it from the video right now. I mean, look at that. Oh my God! That aquamarine is just absolutely stunning. And I encourage you, go look around, see what other manufacturers have a face that is this fluid, that is this cool. You know, the only thing I can kind of like lean a little bit towards is color, or what you might find is some of the Doxa watches have this bright aquamarine blue or teal, whatever you want to call it. But this, with that mother of pearl, it is a winner. And it's definitely something that I hope they do more of. It is absolutely stunning. And I am going to go a little bit on a limb here. As of right now, as far as subby homage watches, this is probably my favorite subby homage that I have in my collection right now. And, you know, I mean, quality is fantastic. It is just a clean, classy, beautiful watch. And this is very summery to me. I mean, you can wear it year round, of course, but I love it. It's a great watch, and I encourage you guys to pick one up. That's it, folks. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if I can help you guys any more. Drop me a comment, drop me an email. I'm always here to help. Stay tuned for more watches by this company. I have an Oceaneva and I have an Aquasea watch. So 2 more. Just a little sneak peek. We're going to be reviewing this one next by Aquasea. Remember, the Aquasea brand, the Oceaneva brand, they are the same company, just 2 different models. So absolutely stunning, guys. So again, let me know if I help you. Subscribe to the channel. Click the link in the description. They're going to be right in the top there, and I'll go ahead and pin it in the comment section as well. Check it out. I always appreciate you guys telling me what you think of these wonderful watches, and have fun doing so. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.